Tonight, new details on the accused fraud taking place inside Zips sports grills across the valley.
12 News journalist Sean Rice spent the day reviewing new federal court records. He's live at the Zips in Scottsdale this afternoon at Camelback and Miller. And Sean, what did you find?
Yeah, Mark and Troy, good evening to you both. These court documents just uncovered today do claim that every single manager at all 14 Zips sports grill locations across the valley were aware that cooks and bussers were being hired using stolen social security numbers and fraudulent IDs. These two elements gave the appearance that these employees were able to work legally in the U.S., though according to Homeland Security investigations, as they outline in these documents, each of these workers, over 3 dozen of them, were undocumented workers and did not have legal authorization to work here in the U.S. Let's take you to video now, showing you and telling you a little bit about what these court documents outline here today. This all started with a tip back in February of 2025 that all 14 Zip Sports Grill locations were knowingly hiring people who are illegal. The tip claimed the workers were using these fraudulent IDs and social security cards, but somehow were passing through Arizona's E-Verify system, which is supposed to vet someone's ability to work legally. Investigators found that 76 employees had between 3 to 42 active employers other than Zip Sports Grill. That became a key indicator that aggravated identity fraud was taking place. Arrested was a kitchen supervisor named Diego Gonzalez Rosales, who now faces 5 federal charges: employing unauthorized aliens, making false statements on an I-9 form, and aggravated identity theft. Gonzalez Rosales told investigators that, quote, every manager knows that many of the IDs used by employees are fake. He described these fake IDs as, quote, poorly made, having American names on them with Mexican workers clearly using them. Today I spoke with the Valley employment attorney, Julie Pace, who specializes in keeping businesses out of these types of situations. She says now more than ever, it's important to have multiple systems in place to vet the people to ensure that who you're hiring can legally work in the U.S. This appears to be a priority of the Trump Department of Justice to uncover these schemes, would you say?
Absolutely a priority, because they're trying to move as many people out of the country or off the payrolls that are undocumented, not authorized to work. Not normal for them to just come and show up for a raid anymore. They don't do that as much. They let you take care of it, and then it helps them meet their numbers for deportations and things just because they're all gone.
And HSI says 39 people in total were taken into custody on Monday at Zips locations all across the valley. At this time, it's unclear how many of them are facing criminal charges for identity theft or how many are in federal custody solely because they're in the U.S. illegally. There's also no word on if the owners of these Zips are facing any kind of criminal charges. We do know that 4 locations in total are now back open, with more expected to reopen this weekend. As I just mentioned, a key question here is, will the owners of Zip Sports Grill face any kind of criminal charges? To this point, Homeland Security investigations in the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Arizona has not given any indication one way or the other. An interesting note is that Julie Pace did tell me she thinks it's possible that the owners of Zips could have not have knowledge that this could be taking place. They said this could have been done at a management level at each location, and that it could have not reached the top. So that is a possibility, and something I expect we'll have an answer to here in the coming days. We're live in Scottsdale. Sean Rice, 12 News.
Sean, thank you. And you have to imagine that we're talking about hundreds of businesses here in the valley that are doing probably the same thing: construction, hotel, agriculture.
Just
right?
The absolute backbone of the valley,
right,
of the whole country.
So we'll see how this is handled going forward.